Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com, and in this video we are going to look at the FNBO Getaway credit card, a pretty nice no annual fee rewards card that has one flaw that bugs me. Before we talk about it, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already, and if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So FNBO, First National Bank of Omaha, a smaller bank, but one that has been in the credit card game for a long time and has had some good credit cards traditionally, but they have been fenced in geographically. So if you weren't in their market, you couldn't necessarily get your hands on them. It seems like for the most part that is no longer true. This card in particular, I tried a lot of different zip codes when they popped up the thing on the screen, and it seemed like they all worked in terms of being able to apply for the card. I did not actually go through and get it, but as far as I can tell, this card available everywhere. The Evergreen card from FNBO I know is available everywhere, so I think this is the trend with them. Anyway, this is a pretty good no annual fee rewards card. Let's look at the details and then I'll tell you about the one thing that I'm not too happy about. Technically it's called the Getaway card by FNBO, but we're not going to get too fancy on this channel. It is a no annual fee rewards card that gives you those rewards using the following formula. You're getting 3 points per dollar on travel purchases, which encompasses a whole lot of travel from the, airline, hotel, car rental stuff that you would expect, but also transit purchases for the most part. I was looking through all the codes, so a lot underneath travel there. 3 points on travel, 3 points on gas. Gas is service stations and automated fuel dispensers, I think it said, in terms of how they code, which generally means if you are buying your gas from Walmart or another big box store, oftentimes it's not going to code as gas, so you want to make sure that you find out if it's going to work or not. Maybe do a little test and see before you go whole hog. So you're getting 3 points per dollar on travel, 3 points per dollar on gas, 3 points per dollar on dining, and then 1 point per dollar on everything else. So that's pretty good. You got 3x categories there. We're going to get 3% either cash back or you could use them toward travel purchases. Now, the big flaw that this card has, as far as I'm concerned, is there is no potential new card holder bonus. So a lot of cards in this area that are going to have no annual fee, pretty good rewards, but not like, oh my God, rewards, are going to have a new card holder bonus. This card does not. So that is definitely something to consider. You can redeem your points for travel rewards, merchandise rewards, and then cashback rewards as well. If you redeem for cashback, which I think is probably the best way to redeem for this card, even though it sort of suggests that it is a travel card, cashback still seems to be the best way to redeem for the most part. However, you do have to accumulate at least 2,500 points, which would be at least $25 in cash back before you could redeem. In that way, you could redeem as a statement credit, you could redeem into a checking or savings account, or have them send you a check. So you do have a lot of options there, but you do have to get at least $25 in order to redeem that way. A lot of cards on the market used to do this. More and more of them are letting you redeem for lower levels. So this is sort of something that is not great on FNBO's part. In terms of your everyday rates and fees, you do have a 0% offer here on both purchases and balance transfers for the first 12 months. So you can make purchases in that first year, and if you carry them from month to month, you're not going to pay any interest on them. As long as you get it all paid off within that first year, you wouldn't pay interest on those purchases. Balance transfers, also a 0% offer for those first 12 months. However, note that there is a 5% balance transfer fee, which is pretty high. So you're going to pay a good chunk up front in order to move money onto this card, but you can let it sit at a 0% rate for 12 months after that, so it still could be worth it. Your APR, your interest rate essentially, after those initial 12 months is going to be anywhere from 16.24% to 24.24%, depending on your credit history. Now, this card also has no foreign transaction fees, which is a pretty nice thing for a no annual fee card. So if you use the card outside of the United States, you're not going to pay anything extra on those foreign transactions. Or if you buy something from overseas, even and have it shipped here, sometimes you would have those foreign transaction fees. So you're not going to have to pay them with this card. So there's sort of a growing body of cards, I guess you could say, that don't have foreign transaction fees anymore, but it's still definitely not the norm. So that is definitely something in this card's favor. And then if you are someone that cares about extra card benefits, This card doesn't have a whole lot of them. You are going to get this card as a World MasterCard. Most people probably will. They also have a Platinum Edition that they talk about, but neither one of them really seem to give you a whole lot in extras. So sometimes if you have sort of a higher level MasterCard or a higher level Visa, they will give you some, travel protections and purchase protections and all of that kind of stuff. As far as I can tell, not a whole lot of that here, if anything. In terms of being approved for this card, FNBO does not really have much of a reputation in the marketplace in terms of what they are looking for credit score wise or credit history wise. So my guess is it probably fits in the same slot as a lot of credit cards that are, sort of generous on the rewards end like this with no annual fee. If you have a credit score over 700, probably have a pretty decent chance of getting approved here. If your credit score is between 650 and 700, I'm guessing you're getting into sort of a hazy gray area in terms of approvals, and then as you get below 650, probably a lot less likely that you would be approved. So on an everyday basis, as a rewards card, the FNBO Getaway card, pretty nice. 3% on travel, 3% on gas, 3% on dining, three of these sort of, big rewards categories that people often will use their credit cards for. And that travel category encompasses a lot, so that is pretty nice and is all on a no annual fee card with no foreign transaction fees. So a lot of good things going on here. That lack of a new card holder bonus is something that bugs me because there are other cards on the market that you could compare this to that do have new card holder bonuses, or maybe if they don't compare completely apples to apples, you could look at them and say some of them have overlaps in the categories and you get yourself 150 or 200 bucks perhaps. Now, depending on how many credit cards you have, maybe you are looking for a new bank that you would get a credit card from, and so maybe if you like these categories, you wouldn't care as much about that new card holder bonus. But the less you spend on your credit cards, the more the new card holder bonus matters. So that is something to think about. If you're someone that doesn't spend very much, well, then you might want to look elsewhere for cards that are going to give you that 150 or 200 bucks potentially up front versus this card. Now, I am going off of what is on the FNBO website in terms of that bonus. It is possible that you could get an offer in your mailbox or via email, especially if you are in FNBO's sort of geographic area, and then maybe there would be a bonus offer attached to that. As far as I can see, just going in off their website, there is not though. Other than that lack of bonus though, you've got a pretty nice package here. No annual fee, good rewards, no foreign transaction fees, a nice 0% offer. You don't have sort of the extras in terms of travel protections, purchase protections, that kind of stuff. But for a lot of people, they never use those, don't really understand them, and don't really care. So the core product here, I think, is pretty nice, and I could understand if you add it to your wallet. I would like to hear your thoughts about it in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. And as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to leave a comment or you're not going to go to my website, I think you should watch this video.